into it.
Well, that was the thing that made it a classic. Is that the whole sword and sorcery bit? They weren't taking it seriously, but at the same time, they were taking it seriously. It's like, okay, we're in the impossible scenario where the suspension of disbelief is way out there, but dang it, we're going to give it our best shot.
That's
And
the
we
same way
laughed.
because. Are we ready
Go
to
ahead,
roll?
Lee.
What is our topic? Are we a free? Are
Actually,
we a free stream?
we're free.
Pretty
We're
much.
freelancing tonight.
Okay. I had made some
Good
suggestions.
evening, you and Spacey Wolf Squadron. You're welcome in the Wolf Town. This is tonight your time to shoot ideas for us. We are doing brainstorming for future streams of this year. Since we're coming off the month of January and in the eve of the month of February, I hope you guys got something good for your loved ones, be it your Valentine or not your Valentine. Hopefully we'll satisfy your guys' needs of what this show could be in the future. So, anybody has any ideas? I am with the idea guy, the Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna. I'm looking forward to this stream tonight. Sounds fun.
She is the lady with the power. She is the lady with the goal in mind. She is the lovely Lady of Valor, Leia plus size.
Good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely lady of valor, and I am looking forward to hearing from you guys this evening. I would love to hear any thoughts that you may have for us. It's going to be very interesting. Don't hold back. You know how we are. We are not afraid. No topic is off limit from us. So very interesting what you have to say, and I welcome you here, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Our second idea man, the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us in tonight's live stream. And as we're tossing around our ideas on what to do in this channel for this year, don't hesitate to share with us your ideas as well.
A man who's working on ideas himself in private. He is the Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Greetings, YouTube viewers and fellow Final Fantasy fans. This is Final Fantasy Fan 012, and welcome back to another live stream of the UN Spacey Wolf Squadron. And today, we do like to hear your guys' ideas, to brainstorm ideas of what we will have throughout the future of the show, what you basically have, and we do like to hear your thoughts.
Who wants to go first?
Well, first things first, I just want to say that I believe in a thing called love. Just listen to the rhythm of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be listening till the sun goes down, for I believe in a thing called love. Woo!
A
Touching
student-
you, touching me.
Keep practicing, Wolf.
I am. I have been.
Maybe we should have a stream where we're all doing dramatic readings of our of song lyrics that we love so much. Mama.
Or
Give me like the poetry recitings that I do quite often on the show that I've done from last year.
Like, for example,
Yes.
like we could do Bohemian Rhapsody. Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide.
All right,
Oh,
Christopher Walken.
Escape from reality.
Not a bad idea. I was going to say a Scoony poetry moment. You and Final give us poetry moments. We have to add that into the show somehow. Well, maybe we have. And now, before we close out, we will have a poetry moment from Schooner the Tuna and Final Fantasy.
Oh damn! I need to think. I need to actually write down some other poetry I can even recite.
Well, you've been good so far. You don't
Well,
have
we
any
could-
in mind?
well,
Not
we
necessarily.
could talk. We could do a little retrospective of genres of music that we've been listening to for quite a while, or do a retrospective of our favorite musicians and or bands. Yeah, it's like how we were introduced to them, then like their evolution as artists, and where they are now.
That's an interesting topic after coming off of one of the worst Grammy shows I've seen in my lifetime. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. I didn't even know it was on. The only reason I knew is because my sister called me and said LL Cool J was on there and he was singing, he was rapping all my jams because my sister has been a lifelong LL Cool J fan. She has been an LL Cool J fan.
Girl.
Yes.
You gotta
She has
shoot off.
Dang it, Wolf.
No, not Runaway Girl. You got to do Rock the Bells. You got to do Mama Said Knock You Out. You got to hit
Don't
those.
call it comeback.
Yeah. So I didn't know
even
the
love
show was
the.
on.
I even love that one song. I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there, when you ever get there. I
Every
still love that
single
song.
song, every movie he's appeared in, whether it's good or bad.
Out all your loving.
She's seen him in concert. How many times has she gone to a concert? I think 4 or 5 times she has gone to the LL Cool J concert. That's the only part that I saw.
In her hair, bamboo.
Well, actually, besides the one song
I do like Runaway Girl.
Get me in a good mood. She
Besides
can walk with a switch.
the one song he did in collaboration with Jennifer Lopez. Well, it's even though this song is not only his but also a Babyface song. It's their rendition of Shalimar's "For the Loving You," which features Shalimar themselves.
Mm-hmm. They got them to sing on that.
Love you better.
No, that's not even how it goes, man.
I know. I just like Love You better.
I do love Round the Way Girl. I would have to say that's my favorite LL Cool J record because he did an interview and he explained how the song is. I was like, okay, that's a cool song. That means he's not hyped up on anything. You could be Around the Way Girl. He didn't say a hoochie girl. He just said Around the Way Girl. So that one is one of my favorites. I know these songs.
Hard to say. I want to make sure I go about this the right way because lately I've been busy a lot and I know you don't feel appreciated and whatnot. I used to tell you that your hair look fly, kiss you slow and stare in your eyes. Now I talk real foul and slick. Every other sentence you make me sick.
Did he have a TV show? Didn't he have a TV show? LA something with Chris O'Dowd.
Lip Sync.
I hope I said it. Lip Sync, but there was another show he was acting on. I can't think of the show. My sister would know.
Oh, probably a CSI.
Yeah, watch that religiously. But what killed me is that I would ask, "What's this episode about?" I don't know. I just want to make sure LL Cool J lives through each episode. So I said, "Sis, you gotta watch the other story, honey. Who are the other characters?" I don't know. I just want to make sure LL Cool J is there. I said, "So when you watch the CSI show, do you know anything about the plot?" She says, "All I need to know is that LL better live and nobody better hurt him." So my sister watched every episode of CSI Los Angeles and doesn't remember any story.
Law and Order LA, Child of Flower said.
Oh, that's what.
I do know that in the 90s. I do know in the 90s, LL Cool J was surprisingly not making, those. He was actually featured in a lot of kid shows, like Nickelodeon. All of those I think he was exclusively making Nickelodeon.
It's all
that was TLC for all of that, Wolf.
He was never a gangster rapper. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do not like gangster rap. I don't like the foul language. I don't like being called the B word.
I don't like
and I don't like
or Biggie.
No, I do not. I do not. I'm sorry. I do not like to listen to records that degrade me. Excuse me.
We're not your bitches. We're not your hoes.
Right. I do not like those records. So I'm going to be straight up about that. I have no embarrassment about that. And I heard
you like Dear Mama at least?
What's the song called?
Dear Mama.
From Tupac. Okay.
Yes.
And even though you a crack bean mama, I treat you like a black queen mama.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I like that one. Hello, Tweldy.
Hey, Tweldy.
Hey.
But my mission is to make you understand. You are appreciated. Well, we might as well get started talking about music now. Shit. I'm copying
I
these
think
shit. That's it.
just shifting gears, maybe we can also do a retrospect on the Alien franchise.
We're getting there.
just to hear
We're
also
Wolf,
getting there.
just to hear Wolf's rant about Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
We must hear
Again.
that again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes,
I gotta let you guys know the freaking video that the clip of the rant
yeah.
got
Yeah.
46 views. I
Nice.
don't know what people's opinions about that was, but yeah, apparently they liked it, or apparently they
Wolf,
watched it enough.
we appreciate and respect pure, passionate honesty, and that's what that rant was. Pure,
Goodness
passionate
gracious.
honesty.
Like I said, that fucking movie had me freaking just. I was pretty much anger from freaking Inside Out.
Yeah. That was
Like it's
legit.
bad enough you kept doing the fucking
Tell the
religious
folks,
movies,
I'm gonna
and
be
then
careful.
you fucking do an alien movie, and this is what you put out.
That was
Fuck
some
your
legit.
Raised by Wolves T-posing alien thing.
That's some legit rage.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's basically what
Well,
Alien Covenant had me
That's
as.
the way.
I was so heated. We paid freaking how much did we pay for that movie at that time? How much did we pay?
Did you go to the theater to see it, or did you go to the
Yeah, I
theater
went
to
to the
see it,
theater.
or you
Yeah,
download?
this
Okay.
was pre-COVID. This
Okay.
was pre-COVID.
Well, I feel your pain because I don't have to go into the rant of my absolute disgust of Endgame. So I feel your pain because the way you feel about that, is you don't want to hear my ranting in Endgame.
Look. Comparatively,
Go ahead.
Endgame was least offensive than Alien Covenant because this is freaking Alien. Damn it!
Yeah.
Like
Then it's
Alien
not
was
a-
before Endgame. Alien was a trendsetter for horror for the time.
Mhm.
Alien was that one movie that just defined a genre.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely
And
agree
then
with
you got, yeah, it defined a genre, and it really brought about a. It really knew how to.
Give me your shit.
It struck that perfect balance between art house and horror. It knew how to find that balance.
And to think that freaking Ridley Scott made the two
They
bitches fight
also
and
used the creature design
almost fight
provided
in
by
that
the
set.
legendary H.R. Geiger to their advantage.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
freaking Ridley Scott almost made those women fight each other. Almost had them fighting each other.
Let them fight. Let them
Like,
fight.
like he was to get the scene where freaking what's her face Lambert slash Ripley.
Oh yeah.
He was spreading rumors about her that of what Sigourney said about behind her back, and when they finally shot the scene, she was so fed with Sigourney she actually slapped her. That was a real slap.
Who slapped her?
Lambert,
The actress
the
who
actress who
played
played
Lambert.
Lambert, freaking
Oh,
slapped
okay.
Sigourney Weaver. I was like, oh my goodness, they're about to like they were that close to fucking throwing down.
In the first Alien movie?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of stories and myths and legends behind the scenes of Alien. That was
she was
a
so upset at Sigourney Weaver that the slap was real.
Yep.
Yep.
You can hear it too. You can see Sigourney about ready to fight her, and they pull each other apart. And somehow they went through with the scene. I don't know if that, like I said, I cannot confirm. I cannot confirm if that's real or not. I'm my money is on it's real because there ain't nobody gonna slap somebody like that. The way how Lambert slapped Ripley.
It was in a
reason for her being that? Was there ever a rumor or reason?
I said Ridley was spreading. He was lying, spreading rumors about what Sigourney Weaver was saying about the actress. And, you know, they weren't really getting along with each other, and at that point they hit their breaking point.
I was also going to say, was it a deleted?
Please tell that story because Yeah, I think it was a deleted scene. I was going to tell Wolf, please tell that story because Hollywood says women actresses get along. They're all sisters. They don't behave that way. That's only white male actors that do that, but not actresses. It's a
Yeah,
sisterhood.
keep telling
You would
yourself that.
never ever attack.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the
And
relationship
let me
was
know when
up
Elvis
until
gets
that.
to town.
I don't know what their relationship was up until that scene. All I know is that when that scene came up, just watch that scene and tell me if you think that's real or not. Because I was
I'm gonna
like,
go back and look at that
when I
scene.
when I heard that rumor, I had to go track that scene down and take a look at it.
Yeah.
I was like, that kind of is a real slap. That looks and feels like a real. I know, like I'll tell you right now, I know what it feels like to be slapped.
Yes. Usually,
Like, you cannot
excuse me.
you cannot
Usually,
tell me shit about what it feels like to be slapped. I know what it feels like to be slapped. You know?
usually, if you're going to do something physical to another actor, you and the actor are supposed to conflab. If you're going to say, "Well, I think in this scene, my motivation should be to slap you, or my motivation would be to punch you," so that the actor knows that it's coming. If they don't know it's coming, yeah.
But
And
he did a lot of
and
shit to
you
really
can
sell the realism, quote unquote, realism of reactions, like the whole alien gestation scene.
yeah. Fun fact: did you guys know that in the Avengers, Mark Ruffalo actually told Chris Hemsworth when he was in the Hulk getup, "No, I want you to really hit me. I want you to punch me. I want to feel it. I want the legit rage and
You
the
mean
anger."
Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Chris Hemsworth.
It
He
looked
said,
it
"I want
worked
you to
because
really."
Thor went for it.
Yep, and Thor went for it.
Yeah, he said yes. Well, at
So
least,
you really uppercut him?
Oh yeah, he did. He uppercutted him.
he told him to really go for it.
I mean, freaking Michael B. Jordan got knocked out for the first time on the set of Creed.
Yeah. You know, the actors want sometimes now I will say this though, okay, there are some actors and even directors and creators who want to go that extra mile for the sake of the for the sake of the shot or to bring about the realism, but I also say you got to temper it because sometimes, I mean, what was it? Kurt Russell on the set of the movie Soldier. That movie ensured Kurt Russell could never do couldn't do action movies at least as well as he used to.
I believe it.
No, seriously, because he broke his ankle during filming. He had to recover that, and then no sooner did he come back, he was doing a stunt scene and he broke his other ankle.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an actor and you're going to do stunts, you better be in good physical shape to do it.
Yeah.
Seriously, I would not do it. Like, I will bust my butt. So I'm clumsy. I don't want to die. So I have no problem saying this is my stunt double. But if you're going to do, I hear a lot of actors say, "Well, I do my own stunts." You better be in good physical condition. It is no joke.
You better be a good friend with your stunt double too.
Yeah,
and not only that, there's no shame in saying that when you reach a certain age, you do get slower. I mean, Kurt Russell, when he did the movie The Soldier, he was in his late 40s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's no shame in saying that. You're right.
And even though he looked physically fit, I mean, he was slow, and because of that, probably that's why the stunt went as wrong as it did.
Yeah, he should have realized. Well, sometimes men's pride gets in their way of logical thinking.
Yeah.
But I
wouldn't go as far as say pride was a factor. I think he was just very committed to the role.
I mean, look at Bruce Willis. Look at Bruce Willis. I mean, Live Free or Die Hard, he was still doing most of his own stunts. And now, tragedy ensues.
Yes, sadly.
Yeah.
Sadly.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't die. However,
no, he didn't die, but
he does have a deteriorating like mental illness.
Yeah. He has a deteriorating. He can't speak. He's got he can't speak anymore.
Actually, it's less of a deteriorating mental illness, but more of a neurological one involving like the ability to speak.
Yeah.
It's like it's similar to ALS, but instead of like your muscles dying, it's like your capacity to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what said. He's not dead. He's not dead, Wolf. It's just tragic that he can no longer communicate. He can no longer speak. That's the
Gotcha.
tragedy of it. He can no
He
longer.
can't speak, and
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, and I can understand. I don't even think it was pride. I think it was just good old human pride. It's that
Mhm.
no, I used to be able to do this, and then when you come to the realization that you need help, like even in the case of Bruce Willis, the fact that you need help and assistance just to do something to speak, something we take for granted, that can be demoralizing.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, it can
I mean,
be. Yeah.
like Jackie Chan, like Jet Li, and all the other like action heroes and heroines that we grew up with. But like
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Like with the last movie I saw, man, like The Foreigner, I could
Uh-huh.
tell like he still did his own stunts.
Oh yeah.
Even knowing the risk, because yeah, like he did his own stunts like all throughout his film career, and like each one like it could have ended his life, but he got back up.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. I mean, we can look at all of these instances where actors who used to be able to do something no longer can as something sad or tragic, or we can look at it the other way. It's like, yeah, I did that. Yes, I
Yeah.
was able to do that, and that was a spectacular thing to do.
I regret nothing.
But you can also err on the side of caution. I mean, I bet you Kurt Russell had even stated in interviews that had he gone back and done it again, he probably would not have done that stunt. He says, "Oh, I felt that one. I still feel that one to this day."
Speaking of injuries on
I
set,
believe it. I mean,
you remember
Brandon Fraser, he used to do his own stunts back in the day until like he made the wise decision of allowing stunt doubles to finish on where he started, like in the stunt department.
Well,
Speak-
yeah, and speaking of Brendan Fraser, he got into when he was doing The Mummy 3, which is probably which hindered the filming. He got seriously injured and really screwed up his back.
Oh
He
yeah.
did. Yeah. Yeah. That's why he was out of the picture of acting for a very long time, because his back was seriously injured.
He screwed up
I mean,
his back, and of course, he was going through a very rough divorce, and this triggered depression eating, which I'm glad he's making a comeback. And in fact, he even said too, he boldly and proudly, which I respect him 100% for it, said that he's not going to lose weight for a role anymore. He's not doing action movies. He's not going to do that. He's done with that. But he would be willing to. He wants to do more movies, but if nothing really physical, he wants to do dramatic movies.
That's understandable. But I admire him for, I know when he was promoting The Whale, that's one reason why he took the script, because he could relate to the character and the eating problem that this character had, which I do respect and appreciate, that this man, that the character he plays was not eating because he was lazy slob. He was in a terrible depression, and food was the only comfort that he had. And Fraser could go about doing that.
Oh, exactly. In fact, anybody, by the way, I'm going to recommend this to everybody because I saw The Whale. If anybody wants to see The Whale, just know this movie is going to hurt you. This movie is so depressing, and it is painful. No, actually, believe it or not, Her ends on a somewhat triumphant note. The Whale ends, while you are happy at the very end of the movie, it's just it broke me. I'll say it. Brendan Fraser's performance in the movie, it broke me.
Well,
Speaking
in other words, it gets you in the feels.
It hits you in the feels. You know what, Wolf? We need to do a stream about that. What film broke you? What movie got you to say, "Damn, this hit me"?
And briefly, another
And I
reason
will
why
not, I will not be ashamed to say, among those movies that broke me, Terminator 2 broke me.
Really?
Yes, the
Yes,
T-800 dies at the very end. My God.
I have to agree with Scooney on that one. That broke me at the end of the movie.
Animal Farm.
Yeah.
Oh,
That really
God.
broke me.
Animal Farm. Oh,
Oh God, Animal
one for
Farm.
me. Actually, one for me. The Boy in Striped Pajamas, the movie.
Oh God.
Ooh. Well, like even I remember when I was reading the book, it got me in the feels.
Yeah.
And of course, I don't care what you guys say. Tie me up, but Titanic broke me. Those two only had each other.
Yep.
Yes.
Until she
Yeah.
let him go.
But I mean, he died.
Yeah, he died, but
So
still.
I mean, like I know, like he died like as a result like of the cold waters.
And I don't
Like, it
care.
was like, the most.
And I don't care what anybody says. Jack and Rose could not have fit on that driftwood. And even years later, when they say, "Yeah, he could have," I'm like, "No, he can't. Shut up."
No, he can't. Look,
Well, we don't really know
like,
the size and the width of the driftwood, and even then, he probably would. They probably both would have died because of the cold air and the hypothermia.
yeah,
And can I just say too, why couldn't they both have fit on the driftwood? Watch the movie. They both tried to get on the driftwood, and it would have capsized
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. Or they
In
would have
fact, it
sunk
probably
too.
would have sunk amongst their weight.
of their
Yes, that's what I was
combined weight.
thinking.
Yeah.
And
So
he knew that. He
of course,
probably. Go ahead, Don.
yeah. So like I remember watching the movie as a kid, and I remember like how they tried everything they could to save each other. However, they were being pragmatic with each solution they come up with, and the only sensible thing to do is for one of them to be in the water while the other like stays on that driftwood. Even
Right.
if it cost one of them their lives, it was like the better
Chill
solution
out,
they were able to
bitch.
come up with.
You're gonna have dino kebab on your ass. There's a number for you, motherfucker. Where you come from?
For context to anybody who's listening, Wolf is playing a game while we're streaming. So,
And he's
Yeah.
dead.
and if you hear him, that's just really
That's
just
not-
in the heat of passion.
Look, just know just look, just
That's
know
not
that this is
us.
a reoccurring factor. Okay, I'm pretty sure we all got used to Wolf's rambling whenever he's in the zone when his games.
It says
Exactly.
in the title.
Yep. So
Yeah,
that's
he's
just an
not
idea
clear
for
to us.
that's an idea for a stream. What was the movie? We'll call it. Oh, for God's sake! No, Child of the Flower. No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
No, we are not doing this. All right, so drop
We're
it.
not doing this. They couldn't have. No, it couldn't have supported both of them.
Anywho.
Well,
I think you
look,
guys.
everything-
I think you.
Like if we're
I
gonna
think you guys.
like in a future live stream, if we're gonna talk about movies like Gods in the Fields, what about movies like got us busting our guts? Comedy.
Oh, the movies that still make us laugh to this day.
Yes.
Oh man, that's
Before we
gonna be.
get that, I'll
I was
give you
watching
another one that broke me. Well,
Oh, what's
two.
that?
Y'all ready for this?
Go on.
I got
Shoot,
two.
I would love to hear this. Go right ahead.
Grave
all
of the
ears, Wolf.
Fireflies and The Road and The Mist. Actually, three.
Yeah.
Okay, Grave of the Fireflies, absolutely, because damn it, Hayao Miyazaki, he is serious when he says he
wasn't
wants
his.
to hit. No, it was Studio Ghibli though.
Yeah.
But damn.
Indeed.
The Mist, not so much. I kind of looked at it more as like a tragic irony, but The Road, hells to the yes.
Mm-hmm.
If I may, before we move to comedy, movies that I think you guys know the movie that broke me. I don't think I have to say it. I think you guys
Endgame.
already know.
But for different reasons. But for different reasons. How could you have made something so terrible?
Yes, that.
How could this
and
happen to
the
her?
other one, Scooney.
She
What-
made her mistakes.
There was another one before that. I thought maybe you guys would know. You guys don't know the other film that broke me, and I have no embarrassment about it because I was crying in the theater and I didn't care.
Go right ahead.
Winter Soldier. That's right.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Captain
right.
America, Winter
Oh,
Soldier.
Yeah. Everything he once knew turns against him.
not only
And
that, I mean, hell, at the pure bromance. I mean, come on. The
I'm
pure
with you.
bromance, the love this man had for his brother, his literal brother in arms or metal arm, and no,
Yeah.
I'm serious, right there. That's like
I'm
true.
serious.
You know what?
Yes.
That's the greatest bromance I saw since Die Hard.
I have to agree. I was going to say, that I'm with you to the end of the line, and he's like punching him and telling him that you're my mission, and then he says, finish it. I'm with you to the end of the line, and then he falls in the water like that, and oh man, and
then he
Bucky
remembers.
dives in. Yeah, and then he drags him out the water like that and saves his life. I mean, I was crying a storm in that theater. And people cared. I mean, tears were streaming down my eyes. They were. That's right. No shame with that.
Oh yeah. I mean, even that one scene where Steve says to him, "You know me," and Bucky just screams, "No, I don't," and then he just starts punching him, like saying, "I don't know you. I don't."
Yeah.
And it's like he's refused. He does know who he is, but he just doesn't want to come face to face with that reality.
Yeah.
And he goes,
That's
"You're
that's
my-"
what
and he
I
goes,
was thinking.
and he
Yeah,
says,
it
"You're
comes-
my," and he says, "You're my friend," and then he punches him again, and Bucky says, "You're my mission."
Right.
Yes, it comes to show, like throughout Winter Soldier, Bucky he was facing an internal battle between himself and the programming the Red Room had put him on.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's like you said, Scooney.
I mean, not
It
the Red Room. It was Hydra.
Yeah.
I'll do you guys one better.
Well, wait, hang on. I want to hear what Leia had to say first before. What were you saying?
You're right that it's one of the greatest romances in a film because of the love he had for Bucky. He believed so strongly that he was a good man. That was the other thing I was going to bring out. That no, you're not this monster. You're not this killer. You're my friend. You're a good man, and I would rather drown in the water than to kill you. I want you to come back around. That's another thing. That strong bond of family and friendship.
He basically is saying right then and there. He says, "Finish me off then. If you really are truly gone, then finish me off. But you're not gonna finish me off because I know you and I believe in you."
And he didn't. He did not throw that last punch. You have to notice he didn't. After he said that, he didn't throw. He could not throw. He couldn't throw the last punch. Instead,
Too better.
He rescued him.
All right, here we go. All
Go
right,
ahead,
well,
Wolf.
come on. Let's get the
the
tissues. You know what? That's going to be our tagline for the
What
the
made
films
you cry?
that made you cry. Bring out the tissues.
Yes, I'm looking at Child of Flowers' comment.
Yeah. Women, get your tissues.
Yes.
And prepare your sleeves.
Exactly.
Men, okay, women, get your handkerchiefs, and men, get ready to cry your man tears.
Right.
Yeah, ready for this?
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's do this.
Yes.
The first one, Alive.
Oh, that is kind of emotional, isn't it? And why did it move you? That's the one where they had to eat their dead to survive, right?
Yep.
Am I on the right? Oh, okay. Why did that move you? Because they had to eat the dead in order to survive?
Oh, just the fact that the things that they had to go through in order to stay alive, and of course the threat of possibly not knowing what will happen if they try this idea or that idea.
Oh man.
Just like the idea of basically the idea of you have to try this out or else you'll die. But if you get this wrong, you might die.
Yep.
You may this is your one chance to try it this way, and this could kill you. But you're gonna try it anyways, and it might kill you.
Not only that, it's you do this, you'll survive. But if you survive, can you live with yourself?
Afterwards,
Yeah.
When you get out, yeah, that was the whole thought process. But throughout that whole movie, I'm like, can they survive this if they do it this way? Can they survive that? They do. It was. I had that same feeling with the Gray.
The Gray. That's a
Yeah, with
great
Liam
movie
Neeson.
with
Yeah,
Liam Neeson.
yeah.
Hells to
It
the
is a
yeah.
good film.
And
Yeah, another.
And another thing too, a lot of animal experts are saying that the movie is horrifically inaccurate on the behavior of wolves, and I am just saying
Shit.
they address this in the movie. They say wolves don't act this way, and Liam Neeson says unless we're near their den, and that means that they've become very territorial.
Mm-hmm.
What moves you more, the wolves or Liam Neeson trying to survive
Liam Neeson trying
them?
to survive.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson, here's the intriguing thing at the very end is that he, throughout the entire movie, had pretty much more or less given up, but it isn't until the end of the movie when he's face to face with the alpha that he says he wants to live. So what does he do? And I love it in true badass fashion. He tapes the knife and the broken bottles to himself, getting ready to fight.
Castaway until they kept going once he got the island.
Yeah, Castaway I actually thought was okay.
Nah, as soon as he got off the island and they kept going, I gave up on the movie. I didn't want to watch the rest of it.
So you think the movie should have just ended with him drifting out into the ocean and left it ambiguous?
No, if he once he got back to the land in the damn movie. I don't want to see what comes after. Fuck that shit. I just like we spend like fucking 2 damn hours of the motherfucker on the damn island. I don't want to spend another fucking hour of him coping with the fact that the world moved on without him. Just get off the island, get back to civilization. That's it. Movie in. Fuck all that noise. I don't want to hear all that bullshit detail. That comes from supplementary material if it was based on a true story.
Just to get it back, just to rewind it back a little bit to what we were talking about earlier, showing your love for your stunt doubles. Marvel definitely showed their love for stunt doubles when we got to Captain America: Civil War, because all of those super soldiers that they had in the movie, those were all the stunt men for Black Widow, Captain America, all of them.
Yeah.
You know, that's love for your stunt doubles right there, because those were all glorified. Those were very, very tasteful cameos.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I read about that too. That the super soldiers in the scene were all the
I still need to watch.
Just like
I
you
still
said,
need to
that's
finish
nice.
watching Warship Down. Actually,
Now that's that. There you go. Get ready for that.
I only got into the middle of that.
Let's scare the living shit out of our children. Let's show them Watership Down.
It was back when it was free on YouTube and they fucking removed that shit.
I got a movie that could make you cry. What about Logan?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
They made me cry and angry. I'm like, why are they killing off all the characters?
Like,
Logan got one of the most
because this is it for the X-Men. That's why. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I think quite frankly.
Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, until we got Dark Phoenix, which, God Almighty, why couldn't that movie die?
Yeah, that one doesn't even make more sense.
Yeah, because apparently they still wanted to continue the Dark Phoenix saga. Like, second times in a row they botched Dark Phoenix. But anyway, what were you saying, Leah?
Yeah, but that's the problem I have with Logan. I do get it is sad, but I just feel like it doesn't. Death should not be the finality. I just feel like all of them dying.
The way how he died, mostly.
Yeah, just dying.
Yeah.
Like just no. I know death is inevitable, but
yeah, I mean, I agree with what you were saying. I mean, I think it could have had the same desired effect if it ended very similar in the style of Shane, where Logan drops off Laura and he just walks off as he's coughing violently, and you know for a fact there's not going to be another one. He's done.
He could have lived on and found new mutants and started a new mutant community.
But where are they?
Yeah. Where are they?
X-Men are gone. Charles Xavier's dead. Logan just died in front of Laura.
Yep.
Where are the rest of the mutants now?
And they're pretty much extinct because, humans were basically, I don't know, putting some weird substance in the corn or something like that.
Well, no, in the
They're
corn
putting-
syrup, in the corn syrup, effectively, well, it didn't erase the X gene, but it's permanently suppressed them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which I still thought was really stupid because that's how they were trying to cap off the X-Men. And I think if you want to cap off Logan's story, fine, but don't cap off the X-Men.
That's in a nutshell what I'm trying to say. Thanks, Goonie. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to. You want to kill Logan, fine, but the
I mean, hey,
X-Men.
if you do want to end like the X-Men on like at least a bit of a happy note, at least Days of Future Past, the movie, would have been one thing.
Days of Future Past, in my opinion, that's when the X-Men franchise ended. Right there.
Yeah,
Logan is an alternate universe.
yeah, because I mean, it is based on Old Man Logan anyway. But
Yeah.
Days of Future Past, I thought it was
loosely based.
loosely, but Days of Future Past, the movie, as I was watching through the X-Men movies, after watching through X-Men First Class, still my favorite X-Men movie by far.
Yes, I like that too. But continue.
But,
Mixed bag.
Child
yeah.
of the Flower, I actually agree. That's
Yeah.
how you do a successful conclusion. And why does the kids film get it right?
Yeah.
I mean, How to Train Your Dragon 3 knew how to exit a franchise. I mean, maybe some people were questioning. It was questionable, but I was kind of, hey, this is the final movie.
Yeah. Anyway, but then thinking about more of the X-Men movies, and I started thinking about a lot more of the problems that the Fox X-Men movies suffered from. Like, why the fuck are there so many love triangles in this movie?
Oh, shows a misunderstanding of the source material.
Yeah.
Not to mention Bryan Singer preventing the actors from actually reading the comics, and Kevin Feige had to smuggle those books to them like secretly without Bryan Singer being none the wiser.
Yeah. Even though Hugh Jackman had quite a few with Wolverine, because I mean, he looked the part of Wolverine, and goddamn, they made a great choice for Wolverine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
He's also familiar with the character without like doing research prior, because even with the available comics that Kevin Feige was able to like catch of the smuggle actors like via contraband,
With a fucking deer in the headlights, and you won't let me fucking stab your ass and blow you the fuck open. That's cheating, motherfucker.
Anyway, the material was a bonus for Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Fuck this horse. He's dead.
But then thinking about like when we get to X-Men Last Stand, and then we get to that plot hole, I feel like Last Stand just ended there. Like we still end on like a bit of a happier note. I mean, hey, a good majority of the X-Men are gone. I mean, hey, the X-Men, the mutants actually got their rights. But then the future comes in, Days of Future Past.
Well, I always thought that was the thing that I found interesting. Well, that was the thing that I always found that was actually the thing that I found fascinating, is that technically here's the watch order of the Fox X-Men movies in my eyes. There's X-Men First Class, then there's X-Men, X2, X-Men United, X3, and then X-Men Days of Future Past. Or even here's what you do. Actually, I'm sorry, scratch that. X-Men First Class, X-Men, X2, then X3. Then you do the Wolverine, and then you do X-Men Days of Future Past.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say, Don, go ahead.
How the fuck you paralyzed me?
Another fact about X-Men: The Last Stand is besides being a poor adaptation of the Dark Phoenix saga, it was also adapting the first story arc in Astonishing X-Men with Joss Whedon as the writer, which was the Cure storyline.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that kind of bugged me, because I actually thought that the movie that did the Dark Phoenix very well was actually X2, but it was kind of set up for the third movie.
Yeah.
Well, that was
X2 set up the
X2
dark.
is more the Phoenix Saga.
I never would have thought Last Stand would actually be the superior Dark Phoenix saga after I seen Dark Phoenix.
Oh, that yeah.
X2.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
man, no.
No.
X-Men,
No,
X-Men, the X-Men anime series. It is the superior adaptation of the Phoenix and Dark
Hands
Phoenix
down.
sagas.
Hands
Movie
down.
wise, I never would have
No,
thought
no.
that I would actually prefer what's that fucker's name? Brett Ratner's version of the Dark Phoenix than Dark Phoenix itself, because I was hoping that Dark Phoenix was going to actually do a better job at it. I will say this. In comparison to action scenes, Dark Phoenix is superior to Last Stand. I will say that. Not
The action is good.
every fucking body in Dark Phoenix contributed to something, barring what the fuck freaking Mystique said in that fucking film. You know, I mean, yeah, everybody contributed in freaking Last Stand, but damn it, it's like a this person do this person do that. No, when you get to Dark Phoenix, everybody was doing fucking something.
Yeah.
Not, this person was doing this, and now this person do that, and now this person do that, and then you know, like nobody wasn't pissing the fuck off once they do something. Like you got Nightcrawler fucking cutting people up. Yeah, Beast tearing people's heads off and throwing them off the fucking train. Yeah, Storm doing a lightning strike. Mind you, that shit was fucking weak compared to Halle Berry Storm. I looked at that scene again. I even noticed it too when people said, "Why does our fucking lightning look fucking weak?" I'm like, "Yeah, why does it look fucking weak?"
Oh, Wolf. What if we do a stream? If you could rewrite the Fox X-Men movies.
Oh, I already. You know what? Yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do that.
Like for example, in your you would what I'm saying is, okay, what films would you keep and which ones would you change? So just for the sake of us not being all over the place and keeping it centered, you got to pick 2 movies which will stay the same, and 2 movies which you would
are dying and I'm not. You guys need to freaking watch the damn floor when this fucker strikes lightning. Come on, man.
And 2 movies you would have picked to change.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I already have in mind which 2 I would keep and the ones I would get rid of. I was just going to say the reason. Oh, the 2 I would
go
keep.
ahead. No, wait, hang on. Tell me the reason first, then tell me which one you would
killed that motherfucker with one tap. One tap. One tap to the head, he went down. You motherfuckers suck.
The first film I would keep has to be X-Men First Class, because I like the way it sets everything up. It sets up the history of the relationship between Charles and Eric. It tells that story very well, and why they're on different sides of the issue. And we're introduced to some of the characters. So I think it sets it up very well, and it sets up, how long Charles Xavier has been in this fight for mutant rights. And I like the time period that it's set in, the 1960s, a very turbulent time of change. The second movie I would keep has to be Days of Future Past. And the reason that one is because that is time travel done very well. Well, compared to,
I agree.
I'm comparing it to Endgame, and I would take Days of Future Past over Endgame any day. I'm sorry, that's just me.
Ironically, for that movie, do you know what Bryan Singer actually did for time travel? He went to James Cameron. Most people don't know this, but Bryan Singer actually was mentored by James Cameron. And say what you will about what happened to him, in his personal life. I mean, my God. But the man knew how to make a movie.
Oh,
and that cannot be taken away from him. But let's forget about the controversy. Getting back to Days of Future Past, I'm sorry. He went to James Cameron and he spoke to him about time travel, and James Cameron basically gave him his Terminator time travel plot, which was not so much a time travel, but more of like as he put it, the first movie is a time loop. The second movie is how you change time, but what you need is an anchor. Something that keeps past and present moving concurrently while you are sending something. It's like the apple on a string thing. Then you cut Yeah. Anyway, it gets a little long and complex. I'm sorry. Continue, Leia. I'm sorry.
Don't get
You
your
would
eyes
keep
No.
Days of
crossed.
Future. You would keep Days of
I
Future Past.
yeah, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense because a lot of movies that have time travel really suck, but maybe
Yeah.
that explains why Future Past works so well because of maybe having the anchor and everything that connects from the past to the present of their time. It's pure and simple. They have to go back in time, stop this war from happening to fix the time that they're living in now. So
Yeah,
when
Mhm.
Wolverine wakes
better.
up and comes back, it's been fixed. And I like the fact that only he has a memory. Him and Professor X have a memory of that period where things have gone really bad. He remembers what it was, and I like how
Book
it
was
looped.
better.
What?
Book was better.
Oh yes, I agree. I agree with you. I agree.
Still love the
But
movie, but the book was better.
Well,
oh
the
yes,
comic book was a
you know,
lot. The comic book was a lot better because the comic book had the benefit of the history with it. Days of Future Past. I mean, because they said they have
I'm
to
being
stop some.
protected, by the way.
They had
Not
to
to men-
stop the assassination of a very important political figure in order to stop an apocalyptic war that was going to end the
And
mutant
it's
race
only
once
30
and forever.
pages.
Yeah, and
yeah,
here's the thing.
not to mention,
And not
and not
only
to
that,
mention, like,
not only that, the person they have to save is Robert Kelly, the
right.
guy who's been on the ramp, who's been on the mutant crusade for the longest time. They have been building
You
up
hate
him
more.
up as this antagonistic force, and it turns out, no, you have to save him. If you save him, then you can prevent the dark future. And I love that bit because they save Robert Kelly, and then Robert Kelly gets the vision of that dark future and realizes, holy crap, I've been trumpeting the call to arms for a crusade against the mutants, but we got to stop and realize what that outcome would look like. And then he starts working with Charles Xavier, and that's when the best future possibly came.
And that's
Agreed.
in X.
it's not just
Actually, that's
it's
in
not just
Marvel
the
Ultimate
mutants that were.
Alliance, the first one, when you actually save Senator Kelly in Murder World.
Yeah.
And he actually goes fond of
Mhm.
mutants. In the comic, I mean, yeah, that happens, but they just basically delayed the inevitable.
Uh-huh.
Because
Well,
the Sentinels
because
are still a fucking thing.
I know, and
Well-
that's the problem with now. It's like, can the future really be changed? Well, no, because fate has writer's block.
Well,
Like I said, if I
Well,
was
the na-
running X-Men, it would have been mutant free. It would have been mutant rights now.
Another thing
to
I
briefly
would
go,
do-
go back to Days of Future Past, it wasn't just the X-Men and mutants that were being hunted down by Master Mold and the Sentinels, but also the Avengers as well.
Mhm.
Well, members of the Avengers,
Yes.
but basically the Sentinels went after everybody. It was not just the mutants. Even
Mhm.
Yeah,
even like
because there was
even
a
humans who are
misunderstanding in the programming. They confused everyone else for being mutants, so then they targeted
no,
everybody.
well, no.
What I found interesting is that he
Sentinels
says,
were targeting like
well-
every superpowered being, not just mutants.
Mm,
well, that's what
yeah.
I thought was interesting, is that they created Master Mold, and they said, Master Mold, you will hunt down and you will destroy mutants to protect the human race. And Master Mold says, error, mutants are humans, ergo, I must destroy and enslave all humans.
Which and also
Which basically,
in the comics,
which brings about that unique debate, because mutants are indeed, in the X-Men universe, they are human beings.
well,
They just have
in the
an
Marvel
advanced
universe.
in the Marvel universe, yeah. They just have an advanced gene which gives them their abilities.
And that is why also my
Also,
rewrite. Go ahead, Dom.
Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Also, in the comics, yeah,
Oh,
much like
please don't let this
with
thing
Robert,
out on me. I got a good
Well, with
team.
Robert, like Boulevard Trask, like he was initially an antagonistic force, like towards the X-Men for a while, until when he realized what he's done in creating the Sentinels and Master Mold. Well, that he
Years
actually
later,
sacrifices his
Nimrod.
own life to destroy Master Mold in order to save the X-Men and mutant kind of. Well, not just mutant kind, but also just humanity as a whole.
Oh yeah, I
Let me tell
certainly
you-
agree. I was just going to say right quick that in my rewrite, I would have Wanda in there a lot. I would give her her original title, which is she is a mutant, and I heard jump back and forth between the worlds of the X-Men and the Avengers because she's a mutant as well. So I kind of would have her be this liaison between the two. Yeah, she's an Avenger, but she's also a mutant herself.
That would actually be perfect too, because that could actually bridge the two worlds, because Scarlet Witch actually exists. Like, instead of, oh, look, it's that whole multiverse theory. No, Scarlet Witch is aware of the multiverse. However, her counterpart within the X-Men universe is reaching out. And the only way to survive is if they merge her two minds together.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And that could be that could be,
Well, how WandaVision wasted that opportunity along with bringing in Mephisto.
WandaVision, I was on board with WandaVision for the first 3 episodes, but Don, as you say, when it crashed and burnt that bridge and they started doing stupid things and they started bringing a writer who has no idea.
No.
Yep. It's just House of M, the comic that it's even based on, I honestly didn't find it that great either.
I like House of M.
And the original comic book series, Vision and the Scarlet Witch, which acted as a spinoff to the Avengers title.
Yeah, so
I think quite frankly, it's as Trooper said, WandaVision should have been about the stages of grief.
Yes, it should have been about that, but also I think it wouldn't have hurt to bring in Mephisto or try to bring in Doctor Strange at that time. That's originally.
It probably would have been a great opportunity to introduce Clea.
I like that.
Clea is Doctor Strange's wife.
Yeah, they could have done that as well.
And also the niece of Dormammu.
Mm-hmm.
And like
but
you
I
said,
think
get your ass on the ground. Get the fuck on the ground.
I think in order to avoid big continuity errors and stuff like that, I agree with what Leia says. Maybe we should have brought in Mephistopheles. And then showed, or I'm sorry, Mephisto. Yeah. And then that way we could have.
Right. In the
Nick
Cage movie.
Yeah.
They ain't wrong.
Bring in Mephisto, because that way you could have brought in the darker heroes of Ghost Rider, Blade, and even Punisher.
I'll tell you my idea for Marvel Knights.
That also brings up the storyline that occurred in Avengers, where it's revealed that Wanda and Vision's children were actually shards from Mephisto.
Yeah.
And you could have had, you talked about the 3 stages of grief. You could have had Doctor Strange try to get her through those 3 stages of grief, help her, not try to fight her to destroy her, but try to pull her away from that darkness, to bring her out of that grief and what it's causing to other people. There was opportunity to do that as well.
And that would have been perfect. Exactly. And it would have been perfect too, because I would have done this, she took the whole town hostage and that whole House of M thing, but anybody who went into that area.
So when you come down, we're going to kick your ass again.
Yeah.
Anybody who went into that, anybody who went into that orb thing that Wanda had created, they would immediately forget who they were. It would be like their perfect utopia, and the universe would change to compensate for that latest edition. Which means, and I would love to see Benedict Cumberbatch in there as some kind of, not a mystic, but maybe a librarian. And he's wondering what's kind of going on, but it's revealed, oh no, he never lost his memory. He's actually trying to help Wanda remember. Telling her, you have to put it back, Wanda.
In the original House of M event, he went after Pietro manipulated Wanda in warping reality. He actually became a trained psychologist instead of a surgeon.
Yeah.
And it would have been nice if they found a way to get Eric in there. Maybe it's according to which Eric you want to use. If you want to use Ian McKellen, maybe he's a neighbor next door that's elderly man, but he keeps, and Wanda's trying to figure out who this man is, or I don't know. He's an elderly man that keeps watching her or following her or next door to her and seems to know things. Or if you want to go with, since you're jumping through realities, you could go with the Michael Fassbender version, and maybe he could be somebody that's, in the town, passing through the town.
I thought
he's a different type of character.
I'm gonna fall onto his
and
side.
Look, as much as I loved seeing what was his name?
Peter?
Yeah, exactly. As much as I love seeing Peters, I would have probably gone with the original Quicksilver in that one.
Right.
Aaron Taylor
Just-
Johnson.
Yeah, I would have chosen him to be the Quicksilver, and that would have been Wanda once again realizing this is basically showing how far the rabbit hole Wanda has gotten. Because Wanda, I feel that there was so much there in WandaVision because Wanda really lost so much compared to everybody else. She lost a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. You're
And
right.
to have her
You're
want
right.
to try and to have her want to try to have that back. While it would have been, while a lot of people say that's unhero-like of her, I think she wasn't really much of a quote-unquote Avenger-style hero to begin with.
Like, she's sensitive.
She's sensitive, yeah. I mean, think about it. She and her brother lost their parents to Tony Stark. Then they were taken by the government. They were experimented on. Then they tried to get their revenge.
How their powers awakened.
Yeah, then they had their powers awakened. Then they try to get their revenge on Tony Stark, and then she loses her brother. And then, of course, you know, she tries to be an Avenger, and she ends up killing people. And then she's imprisoned, and then she's escaped, and she's able to find some semblance of happiness with Vision, and then he's killed by Thanos.
Yeah, so she's
So,
gone
yeah,
through
she's
a lot.
not
That's why, in a really twisted way, I wish there was some way they would have
you're
got
gonna
Eric
fly
in there
now?
somewhere for maybe her to know, oh, there's someone else out there that's still there that I haven't lost. Maybe I haven't connected with them, but
But wait, did
To know
Vision
that
not
that's
show
her
up in the
father.
final battle in Endgame?
No.
No, Vision.
he's
No,
dead.
Vision. No, Vision
No,
did
he
not
was
show up
dead.
in the final battle. He was dead.
he was destroyed. So yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
power
of the
It's
Mind
Stone.
insane.
They just literally brought everyone back. Like, you know, time travel is still a thing in that movie, and they brought everyone back, and you need to tell me they didn't
Well,
bring
they-
Vision back.
They didn't
They
go
also,
that
they
far
also,
back.
they also try to be smart with their version of time travel by talking down to other works of fiction that have done time travel way better than them.
Yeah, that's one of the
And
many
that's
irks
still
I have in the
stupid.
game.
Because still, with time
Don't
travel
be
being a thing
stupid.
in
That is stupid. Stop
Like-
being stupid.
Like, you're being stupid. Stop being stupid. Like,
Final?
still,
Continue.
Eric,
I'll tell you after you're done.
you brought everyone else back. Like,
Oh, you
Chadwick-
motherfucker.
You brought Black Panther is suddenly back. All the Guardians are back. Spider-Man's back. Everyone else is back. And you need to tell me Vision still wasn't even there. Fuck you.
Final. Kevin
Vision.
Kevin Feige
Vision
doesn't want you to
wasn't
think like that.
there.
He wants you to just sit back
Seems
and
he doesn't
consume
care.
and not ask intelligent questions like you just said. Just sit back and take it all in. That's what Kevin Feige wanted. But as you can all see, all of us
Until
have
you
issues
died.
with it. So that's what Kevin Feige wanted you to do, Final. He wanted you to sit back and say, don't question, Final. Just consume it and accept it.
And I just realized. I just came upon this. And like, if he were to come back, WandaVision wouldn't even be a thing. And everything else would have been fine. But no, we still had to keep the stupid plot going.
Yes, exactly. But Final, Kevin Feige doesn't want you to think. He wants you to sit there and just take it all in.
So now you want to make propaganda instead
Yeah.
of story.
Screw you.
We were
Exactly.
getting off track of what we're doing this stream.
I thought we were talking about ideas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for the show, like future ideas for the future of the show specifically.
Hey Wolf.
Well,
Lena had a great idea. I think we need to do a retrospective
Yes!
on the.
Finally kill that motherfucker.
I think we need to do a retrospective on the menu.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. First, yeah, 12D. I just have a little sniffle, but I'm okay. My sinuses are kind of cracking up, but I'm if that's what he was asking. 12D was asking, was I all
Oh, the
right?
me-
I'm fine.
The menu is recent.
I killed this motherfucker without
Yes.
the damn gang crapping out.
Scooney,
Thank goodness for that.
Scoonie is right. Don, has you seen the menu?
I want
No,
to see them.
no, but to do a retrospective on the menu is a very recent movie. It hasn't really like gone to the 5 to 10 year mark.
No, it doesn't, and I do believe the menu might be
Yeah,
right up there with Top Gun Maverick and oh crap,
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Northmen, and I think that was it, unless I forgot something. We're really
Oh,
hoping.
what for 2022?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
but the reason-
2022.
the
It's one of
reason
those.
Calm down, guys.
The
You're getting
reason we-
excited now.
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt. Final. The reason I think I was going to address Dawn. The reason I think the menu, Dawn, is I think that movie is very relevant to everything, whether it's 10, 20, 15 years ago. As Scoonie has said, because he and I have been having a good conversation about that. Thank you, Tweety. Tweedle. Tweety.
Pretty.
Sorry about that. Oh, I hope you didn't hear that. The menu has themes that's very much relevant to movies from now, 10, 20, or even 5 years ago. That movie has so much. It's one of the favorite movies of this year, in my personal opinion. I mean, that movie really, really got me. Scooty knows how I feel about it. We've had some good conflabs about it, so I would be very interested in hearing what the rest of you guys say.
I think the movie. Here's the thing. I mean, the movie, yes, is about food, but if you watch it, the movie seems to be like an open menu of the entertainment industry. It's like a critique of the entertainment industry, and using food as the metaphor.
I mean, everyone would basically use food metaphors when it comes to critiquing movies. They do this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it works very well in this film. I mean, the writers of this movie, as Scoonie said, used the metaphor of food to critique the film industry like I haven't seen in a long time. It really does. So I think it would be a great conversation for us to have, because there's lots of themes in there that I think are relevant to what we're dealing with right now. I also think it's very underrated. The acting in this film is just is right up there with all these other films like Top Gun Maverick and so forth. It's one of my favorite movies from last year, one of my favorite. But I do agree with Scoonie that we have to talk about. I'm not going to get into it, so I don't want to get off the topic. But yeah, it would be a great topic to talk about, because the more we all talk about it, you'll see how it all fits in to the movie industry as we deal with it right now. And
I think what I like about it is that the movie is just enough of an art house piece, but also just enough of a genre piece. So anybody watching it can enjoy it. You can keep up with it. And I'm really happy that it doesn't ham-fist you with, this is what the movie's about. You really can draw your own conclusion from it.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Because art house movies are not my thing. As I told you, Scoonie, I am so not into art house movies because they're depressing. But this one really got me. And I think for the very reason that you just said, it paints a picture. It uses the food as a metaphor for the film industry and about passion. And I think that's what drew me to it. And usually, like I said, art house movies don't fit me. But I love how it was done, because it wasn't done like a Dexter thing. It wasn't like he was a chef in a restaurant and he cooks his food by day, but at night he goes out and he becomes this serial killer and kill people and stuff. Not that cliche.
No.
It does it. Yeah, it writes it. I like the writing spin that it takes on it. You know, you know the guy is wacko, but you kind of feel for him in a way.
And
you
everybody's an archetype, and everybody fulfills their role that they're supposed to be playing in perfectly. And it isn't some cheesy deconstruction or something like that.
Oh no, yeah, that's what I like about it. It doesn't deconstruct. It doesn't play down to the audience. It keeps it very simple. It doesn't get political. It's strictly about the story of this man who basically passion died and lost his passion, and the reasons why his passion had died. And my God, we see that all the time with filmmakers, with actors. How many of us like again, I don't want to get into it, but it's good. You know the scene where he talks to John Leguizamo character, the actor, and he talks about he had a Sunday off and he went to see that movie, Dr. Sunshine or something, and it's one day off and he paid this good money to see it, and how disappointed he was because the John Leguizamo character just had no passion in that role whatsoever, and he told him,
And I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I do. I love that scene. Yeah,
there is no. I saw it
on John Leguizamo. Sweet, sign me up.
And I give John Leguizamo so much credit because, especially now, he's starting to find more work. I'm glad because he's not shying away from his inadequacies. He's actually embracing them.
Yeah. And he tells him, basically, I paid money for that ticket and you gave this pitiful, passionateless performance. And I paid the money to see this. And he couldn't say anything because he knew he was right. Yeah. How many times have we seen movies with actors who are just walking through this thing? Or I always say after they win an Oscar, they stop acting. The passion is gone. Well, I got my Oscar, so I don't have to work hard anymore. I'll sit back and just come to me.
Nicolas Cage, he never lost his passion for acting, and he's doing it for the sake of it. He's not chasing after Oscars.
Case in point, Leia, like you were saying, Harrison Ford is no longer acting. He's not acting. He is just phoning it in at this point.
I have
lost his passion, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's very sad. It's very sad. I felt like that chef. When I think about all those years, I paid tickets to see Harrison Ford act. Harrison Ford was like a hero to me. So I knew when I paid money to see a Harrison Ford movie, excuse me, it was going to be a good movie. And for a time, that's what he was doing. And then he sits down and starts crapping on being Han Solo, and he doesn't care anymore. And I don't care if you kill me off in Star Wars. And he dies in the sorriest, unheroic way. And like you said, he has lost all of his passion. Even now with Indy 5, there's a light that's gone out of his eyes. There is so a light out of his eyes. If he really cared, Indiana Jones,
it looks completely soulless.
Yep. Yes. If he cared for that role, like he says he does. Now, rumor has it, here's the thing, and I can't confirm or deny, but the rumor was they were very seriously considering Chris Pratt to play a younger version of Indy in the 40s in a streaming show. They wanted Chris Pratt to take over the role. Well, Harrison Ford didn't like that. His ego got in the way and said, no one plays that role but me. So that's one of the reasons he agreed to do this film and possibly kill off the Indy character, because he didn't want another actor to take over the role of Indiana Jones, which I wouldn't have had a problem with Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt could have done it. I really do. I don't have a problem with that. But
I think so too. Maybe, I'd say give him a shot.
Yeah, I would have given him a shot. I think there's ways that he would have played Indy in the 1940s on Adventures. And I said, oh, that sounds great. But Ford went into a fit. He said he did not want that.
Yeah, Child of the Flower. I like this next comment right here. He said Harrison Ford never acted. So it makes me wonder, so did he even know he was in the movies?
Yeah,
But that's the funny joke. It's like, did you know that Harrison Ford didn't realize he was in that sci-fi movie until 1 year later?
Instead of being grateful for the roles that he has done, instead of being grateful for the entertainment he has given to us as fans and the millions of fans he has, instead of being grateful, he's bitter and like you said, he has no more passion. He's just taking scripts and walking up to it. I don't give a care if he's going to be Red Hulk. I don't like the fact he's going to be Red Hulk. Who cares? I don't care at this point. But that's an example of, yes, he's going to be Thunderbolt Ross. He's replacing William Hurt, who died. So they replaced him with Harrison Ford.
Oh,
he's just walking. Yeah.
Well, what I gathered,
was user trying and we're pushing up anymore. Have you ever heard of NFTs?
From what I get, look. I haven't watched the menu yet, but from what I gather, besides sticking out like the passion a person has for their craft, and not just cooking.
Oh, I give
Come on,
up.
final.
Yes.
Come on, final.
Well, that's what you're gonna get.
Let Dom
Continue,
speak,
Dom.
please.
I know.
Continue, Dom.
Anyway,
Sorry.
Just say I'm
I had
bad.
to. I had to.
It's okay.
from I still haven't watched the menu yet. I'm planning to, but however, from what I've gathered, it's not just sucking out the passion an individual has with their craft, whether it's in food, or even in filmmaking. But this applies to like any craft, including like writing a novel, comic books, or anything. Because I mean, and it sounds like this man. Well, the menu is one of those movies where it touches on universal themes that anybody can connect and relate to.
You're right, Dom. I agree with you, and that's why it worked. I like that for us, me and Scooney take it as the film industry, but maybe if you see it, you might see it as some other aspect of life where you've lost a passion for, whether it's writing, teaching, your job, your goals.
What the fuck are you?
Whatever you go ahead.
You know,
Uh,
Wolf, I say that every single day when I write a bad story. What the fuck are you?
The menu has universal themes. With cooking and filmmaking, those are two facets that explores that same thing, which is the risk of losing your passion.
Yes,
Yeah.
it could be.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. I have seen people who have lost passion, not only actors, but also other people that have lost passion for the things they have, including life. I mean, they once bubbly, rising person, and now maybe because of whatever tragedies they've had or situations, they let it go, or they let other people zap him from it. And that's one of the themes in the film is the people that he gathers at that restaurant are the people he believes contribute to his downfall, from just enjoying a simple cheeseburger to making meals that he cared nothing about, and the people who ate those meals didn't care for them either. So it could be like you said, and I think that's why you're right, it's universal, and why I'm really crazy about it, and Schooner's really crazy about it. So it'll be interesting to see. Neil Starr, me neither. The passion in MCU is absolutely gone. It is. There's nothing left of it. I'm honestly not looking forward to anything.
This reminds me of an episode.
I'm actually half convinced that they're going to kill off Scott Lang in this Ant-Man movie.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't know about
that. Well,
that.
because it has to set up. Here's the thing: they have to set up the new Avengers movie, the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
I call him Black Kang. That's right. I said it. Black Kang. Black Kang. That is who he
and
is.
Secret Wars, because it's another two-parter Avengers movie.
You're right, and I think you're right, Scooty. I think they may kill him off.
And Daredevil's in this show now, and they gave him his classic suit, the red and yellow suit from his first appearance in there. Who cares?
Yeah, well, I'm scared. I'm not even going to watch that thing because Daredevil's not going to be Daredevil. It's not going to be that Daredevil. Daredevil was the only Netflix show I really liked. A lot of the other shows I didn't care for, but boy, did I like that Daredevil on Netflix. That was the only one that I really cared for. But I know already they're going to chop him up because women power. You can't have white male. Let's call it what it is. You can't have any white male leads, which is they have gone absolutely insane over the top with their woke ideology. I know I talk about it a lot, but they have just become obsessive and crazy with it. And we got to start fighting against this, guys. How do we fight back? Not with violence. You don't need violence, but your wallet. You got to start
with your wallets. But if these people are just going to be bothering you 24/7, okay, then either just ignore them, or if you just can't take them off, then tell them to fuck you and fuck off.
And I mean,
it's not just white males, but white people and anyone of European descent in general. But they are factors to a larger issue, larger issues that is that is prevailing in entertainment.
Mhm.
Which is they're focusing on quantity over quality, and they have long since thrown meritocracy out of the window in order to gain some clout.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
have.
actually, funny enough, I will actually make a video about this. Is actually it's the comments on just some guy's recent video on CBR's article, which is the 10 things that were wrong with comics, which is a rarity for them to do because they never really do, but they finally did. But this is basically where a lot of superhero comics just always tend to suffer from, like various variant comics or superhero families being another thing they claim that's being a problem since the golden age of superhero comics, or maybe
And,
yeah, that pretty much has been a bit, or the multiverse thing, deconstructions, just because writers pretend to think that they're Alan Moore.
Final. You're thinking too hard about this. It's just superhero fatigue. That's all this is. It's just superhero fatigue. No, it's not. It's the fact that, as clear as day, there's no plan. That's the problem. There's no plan here.
No,
There's also no passion or respect for the medium.
I
Mhm.
really think what they should have done was they should have made a better Endgame, and Endgame should have capped off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's not to say that, oh, you couldn't have started again. You could have totally started again.
I agree with you. I think, like you said earlier, Scooney, the end game should have been Infinity War Part 2. And then after that movie ended, I would have took 2 years off. And then I would decide either we're going to start with streaming or we're going to start in film. But we're not going to overflood. We're going to let people breathe and miss it. We got to make them miss it. And then
Exactly.
I would start working
What
on
did they? Exactly. What did they do when they killed Superman? Huh? They didn't bring him back right away. There was a full year where you did not have a Superman comic book.
Yeah, he was resurrected a year later.
Yep.
Right, exactly. I agree with you both. That's what I would have done. I would have done Infinity War Part 2, took a break for 2 years.
Oh, you motherfucker.
And then after I taught for
When I
2
get back to
years.
your ass, I want to whoop your motherfucking ass. Fucking dragon.
Neostar, that's exactly what you got to do. You got to just start making your own decent comic book series.
Mhm.
Exactly. And then while in those, the reason I say 2 years, in those 2 years, I would work on where do I go from here? What do we do next? That's why I would say take 2 years
DIY.
off. And then I would have said, well, if we're going to do streaming shows, we do only streaming shows. We don't put anything in the theater. We don't want to oversaturate. If we're not going to do streaming shows, the movies go into the theater, so we don't oversaturate. We have to make the audience hungry for it again. That's what I would have. That's what I would have done. But I agree with what Dom said. There is no passion, no love, no respect in the making of these movies and movies as a whole. It seemed like they are making these movies now to indoctrinate
As a
and
platform.
shame us. Yes, as a platform. That is what these movies are turning into. And that is why I think the box office is shrieking, because people in some ways are catching on. They don't know why these movies are bad, but they know that they're bad. And that's not respectful to the audience. They don't respect the audience anymore because they hate us. That's what a lot of these movies are. They hate us because we don't live up to their woke platform. So, they hate us, and that comes through in these films. They're not making these movies out of love for fans. They are making them out of hatred for fans. That's basically what the movies are saying. I mean, I know a lot of people don't watch Velma, but all the other movies are like Velma. They're just not as outspoken about it as Velma is. But all the other movies are basically saying the same thing. They're just being slick about it because they're entertaining
because
you.
this is the thing. Someone actually posted this out when making a difference between propaganda and storytelling. Propaganda tells you what to think. Storytelling tells you to think for yourself. It allows you to think for yourself. There would be objective frameworks, especially in a written material, but it allows you to think for yourself.
Oh, yes, I agree. And they're not, and you're right, Final, and they're not doing that.
Even if the story may as well have a moral lesson that it would actually teach you, like any fables, Aesop's fables.
Yes,
Mhm.
they were written to make you think. And I forgot what I was. I had something on the tip of my tongue. I was going to say that no, I forgot what I was going to say. I was thinking about the industry.
Well, it
Yeah,
it
go
makes
ahead,
you
Dom.
the old Airstep fables, it not only teaches you a moral lesson, but it gives you something to think about as you're reading an entertaining story. Sorry, it's not beating you over the head.
Mm-hmm.
It allows you to think for yourself, whether or not you take the moral lesson to heart is up to you.
Mm-hmm. In fact, one show that actually teaches me to do this is actually from my childhood. I'm not sure many of you have actually seen this. Sir, are many of you actually familiar with the show called The Book of Pooh, where it's basically
Yes,
the puppet adaptation of Winnie the Pooh, the
Yep,
stories of Winnie
I
the
didn't
Pooh.
watch it though.
Mm,
Yeah, but I have not seen it. Yeah, I'm with Wolf.
yeah.
yeah,
It just
I remember watching. I remember watching.
Mm-hmm.
he's Winnie the Pooh. He's
Yep.
in the book. Yeah, I get it. I like New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh better though.
Same here.
I think my
It
nephew.
does have it has a Sesame Street type of vibes to that. I mean, it is made by people who made the same puppets. In fact, one of the puppeteers later on played one of the characters in Avenue Q in in this show. In fact,
The fuck? Nobody's in the Guardian Lands?
and of course you get some of the older voice actors back. Of course, you got Jim Cummings as Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, and as well as many of the other actors. Piglet sounds a bit different though, but he still sounds a bit shy like he's supposed to.
Yeah.
Um, in fact, one of them that I recently watched back, actually watching back, one of them that I haven't basically seen is The Case of the Missing Donkey, where Tigger pretends to be a detective in this story that named Stripey McSnarl. In fact, he actually just pretends to be a detective and he interrogates his friends and in a very hilarious fashion. Like, so the bear knows something after all. Who are you talking to, Tigger? Nobody. And everyone is so nonchalant about Tigger being a detective and they just roll with it. Only
Everything
then
Tigger does, they roll with it.
I mean,
I've always liked Tigger. Go ahead, final.
and then only to find that Tigger finds Eeyore a lot later because they were supposed to have lunch together. Because he thought Eeyore disappeared, but only then he forgot about that. He was supposed to have lunch with Eeyore because he was too busy reading the detective novel of Stripey McSnarl.
I guess this will be a good time to start wrapping things up.
Mm-hmm.
Okie dokie.
What?
Oh,
Starting to
shoot.
crash your party now?
I should have said this in the middle of the stream that I was about to make some announcements on my channel. On next week on Friday, I will be doing episode 2 of Final Fantasy Rolls, season 1, episode 2 of Final Fantasy Rolls, which will be the White Mage class. But
Nice.
next month in March, which will be first time in my channel, would be comic book studies, and my first episode will be off my shelf. Will actually be Justice League: World's Greatest Superheroes by Paul Dini and Alex Ross. Then in
Oh.
April, I will cover DC's Kingdom Come, and eventually I might do some Marvel stuff in sometime in the future, like Brian Reed's Marvel Run, The Marvels, maybe some X-Men stories. But I would like to take your guys' requests on what stories I would like to do a comic studies of. Maybe talk about some other comic book adaptations like the 90s Marvel shows or Marvel Ultimate Alliance or any sort of stuff, or the DC animated show, something like that. Whatever by your request works to talk about superhero comics, Marvel and DC.
Yeah. That
Sweet.
sounds like fun final. I'll be sure to check that out.
Me too. And see, I'll
Same
think
here.
I'll think of
Whenever
anything
I'm
to request.
able.
I will definitely check it out. Sounds like a lot of fun, and it's focused on the comics, so it'll be fun to talk about.
Mhm.
That sounds even better now that also Gunn made his announcements about DC, and I see a lot of red flags. But that
Mhm.
conversation
We'll
is
talk
for
about that
I
another
on
see a
time.
lot
Yeah,
of
we'll
red.
talk about it later.
I
Mhm.
see a lot of red flags for different reasons. It's like, dude, I think you're overextending your line.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
So that's going to be interesting. But like you said, we'll hold that one for another time because unlike you, Scoonie, I've got quite a bit to say on his announcements. But one of the things I will say is I saw a lot of red flags. There's some things that I don't like. And now I see why they fired Henry Cavill.
I'd like to thank
Yet
everybody
they're keeping Ezra Miller, that crazy son of a gun.
yeah. Let's wrap it up though.
Thank you. I thank everybody for being here. Those 6 and 7 of you, those nice motherfuckers that keep popping in and out. Thank you everybody for hearing us, our ranty ideas, I guess.
Yeah, there were some few ideas we got out of it.
Well, let's see what I had in mind for future installments.
Mm-hmm.
So, one idea I want to branch out into is animation spotlight.
Another
And
animation spotlight. Woohoo!
not animation,
Oh, okay.
where we talk about animes and school 90s TV show.
Ooh, 90s TV show. Okay.
Starting with fall, we'll do all 3 seasons of Gargoyles.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, Child of the Flower
So
just made
that's
a
one thing I
little
had in mind.
request. Child of the Flower just made a request.
Okay, that's interesting. Genre she would like to see make a comeback.
I'm
I'll
down with that.
brainstorm
There are some
Uh,
genres in mind.
Of course, we're going to continue the future manga studies. We'll be continuing Akira by the end of this month. Starting next month, we'll be tackling the Jurassic. We'll tackle later on the Jurassic Park trilogy. Then later on, we'll tackle Jurassic World. We'll have some guests with us in the future. Hopefully, they can be able to show up. Look forward to seeing more Trooper every once in a while. So he's down to join us every once in a while to talk to us about things. We'll also be continuing anime spotlight. We'll hopefully tackle what was at the tip of my tongue? I had one in mind. Let's start with Phantom Memory Corral. Yeah, we'll start with Phantom Memory Corral.
Phantom Memory Corral.
Yeah, so I think the Leia Valor, Leia plus size.
Good evening, everyone. This is Leia Plus Size, your lovely lady of valor. Thank you for joining us this evening. Sorry, my voice wasn't 100%, but allergies. But I'm still pretty good. But I was certainly glad to be here. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. Again, if you do have, like Child of Flower has, any topics you want to see us rant about, please leave it in the comments below. I am sure Wolf is really going to appreciate that. And you know how we are. Nothing is off topic. We can tackle anything. Thank you for joining us this evening and hope to see you again.
The Schooner Tuna.
Coming at you live from a secret government facility buried deep underground, but has excellent Wi-Fi. This is Schooner Tuna. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you like what we were discussing here tonight, please drop a comment down below and let us know what topics you would like to see us cover. So until then, like Leia said, nothing is off the table. This is Schooner Tuna signing off. Bloop, 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 bloop.
The Hound of the South, Dominic Powell.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us in tonight's live stream. If you like what you see here, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Wolf 10 Media's channel. And if there are any topics that you'd like us to discuss in the future and in the next year, make sure you put it down in the comment section down below. As everyone has mentioned earlier, nothing is off the table, and we will definitely take them into consideration. This is the Hound of the South, Dominic Powell, signing off. And remember, even though things may get dark, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep hope, optimism, and idealism alive in these trying times.
And make sure you buzz, because buzzing is what Tiggers do best.
Bingo.
Warrior of Light.
And
The Warrior of Light, Final Fantasy Fan 12.
Well, that about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, click like and subscribe and share with your family and friends. And make sure to ring that notification bell. That way you get notified of our latest videos. Go subscribe to Wolf 10 Media if you haven't already. Go subscribe to me if you haven't already. And once again, be sure you stay tuned on my channel on Friday, or next week on Friday, actually, where I will release Season 2, or no, not Season 2, Season 1, Episode 2 of Final Fantasy Rolls, covering the White Mage class. And next month, I will do the comic studies of Alex Ross and Paul Dini's Justice League World's Greatest Superheroes line in sometime by March. Not sure by when though, but I'll think about it. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Final Fantasy Fan 12 signing off, and remember, may the light forever shine upon us.
Sure, welcome, Commander Wolf 10. Once again, remind you guys, once again, you are the UN Spacey. Welcome to Wolf Fleet.
Had enough yet?